Arsenal demolished Tottenham. Demolished Tottenham. Is it demolished? Arsenal really messed Tottenham up. Why? Well, on a week that Liverpool drew the match against Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, they dropped point, they drew the match. They played, I think, against Brentford. Um, I think Chelsea. Chelsea also dropped point, and Arsenal beating Tottenham in the same week actually cut the gap on the Premier League table to 4 points. It tells you that this season might just be Arsenal season. Remember, I told you that earlier on that Liverpool will not win the league this season. Maybe you are still doubting me, but if you check what is happening, you see that maybe that is the reason why the Premier League is the toughest league in the world. For people that say that it's the toughest league, but I believe Premier League is the most popular league in the world in terms of merchandise and stuff like that. But then on a week, Arsenal destroyed Tottenham. In fact, that game could have been 4 or 5 goals more. But for some reason, Arsenal couldn't add to their tally and stuff like that. It tells you it might just be Arsenal season. Liverpool are just fluctuating down the line. Nottingham Forest is not a work in the past because we saw Nottingham Forest this season. They are amazing. They are doing so well. Doing a sensational job. Manchester City. I thought maybe the nightmares of Man City is gone. Maybe this year they are going to be picking up points. But kudos to them. They didn't drop the point. They didn't drop the 3 point entirely. A draw is also a good result for them because of the way Brentford always plays. Because of the way Brentford plays, it's difficult for you to get point there. But then they drew the match. They could have won. Two go up and then they cut it down to 2-2. That's something of worry for Pep Guardiola. But you saw what is happening in transfer market. Guardiola right now is putting his house in order. Omar Mamouche might just be on his way. The Brazilian guy, the defender, is also on his way to Man City. Then the other guy, I think in Lens or thereabout, in League One, is also on his way. So they are definitely doing something in transfer market, so long as Manchester City is concerned. So, but Arsenal, let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal, could this be the season for Arsenal? Could this be their season? You need to answer that question. You seriously need to answer that question. They are doing so well. They did an amazing job against Tottenham. They laid down their marker. They proved that at least they are the owners of London for now. Before Chelsea you pounce on them, they are the owners of London for now. At least this week, they are the owners of London. So it was an amazing match, a tough game on the night. But then Arsenal showed their credentials for the title. They laid down a marker in that match. They had to play and play. But for some hard luck or stuff like that, they couldn't add to their tally, which was quite embarrassing. The scoreline 2-1. But then Tottenham need to put their house in order. Postecoglou, I don't understand what he's doing right now in Tottenham. I seriously don't understand what he's doing. Seems like they rob Peter, they pay Paul. After the performance they had against Manchester City, since then their form has been completely off from what we used to see. So he needs to put his house in order. Elsewhere, Man City, the same thing. Liverpool, Chelsea, Cole Palmer. Ah, Cole Palmer. You need to seriously watch out for that guy. The guy is amazing, amazing. Seriously sensational. Generational talent. Players that are Ballon d'Or materials and one for the future. You need to keep an eye on him, just like Lamine Yamal. Little wonder why Arsenal don't actually miss Saka. Why is it that Arsenal don't miss Saka? It's not as if they don't miss him because he's a top player, super talent, generational talent. But why is it that so far they've been able to galvanize a team that is doing well since Saka left? It is simple because of the brilliance of Martin Odegaard. Brilliance of Martin Odegaard in the middle of the park for Arsenal. Very easy to replace a winger. Very easy to replace a striker. Definitely a difficult task trying to replace a playmaker. Very difficult. And that's why you may not see the likes of Lionel Messi again. Martin Odegaard is one of a kind. You may not see these guys again. Andres Iniesta is one of a kind. Xavi Hernandez, you know, Pilo, or Screws. These guys are one of a kind. You barely get to see them. They just appear once in a blue moon. Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. Look at what is happening to Real Madrid in the middle of the park since Toni Kroos left. Luka Modric has aged. So you see what is happening there. Mbappe is struggling, and a host of other players there, they are struggling. Valverde is not the caliber of Luka Modric or Toni Kroos kind of midfielder. So it's difficult to replace this kind of people. That is why Martin Odegaard is a jewel in the palace for Arsenal, and they need to keep him fit. Otherwise, they're going to burn him out before April. So it's part of the reason why Arsenal keep performing. One area for some reasons he played a couple of matches and then he went out injured. Gabriel Jesus is now out injured. Ryan Sterling is going to be counted on, and definitely Ryan Sterling at this time is not the kind of player that you count on to be able to perform. So Arsenal need to delve deep into the transfer market. I saw what Mikel Arteta said in terms of their transfer businesses and what they want to do in the transfer, what they want to do in terms of putting up a couple of players together, to be able to help them all over in the course of the season. So amazing, fantastic job for Arsenal, fantastic job for them if they make it happen.